Hi guys, today I will be talking about cryptocurrency and more in depth about Bitcoin. Is it recording? So let me just read more about it. So cryptocurrency is a digital currency designed to work as a medium of exchange. It uses cryptographic to secure and verify transactions as well as to control the creation of new units of particular cryptocurrency. Essentially, cryptocurrency are limited to entry in a database that no one can change unless specific conditions are fulfilled. So there have been many attempts at creating a digital currency during the 90s with systems like beans, floor, and digital cash emerging on the market, but it's actually failing. So there were many different reasons for their failure, such as financial problem and friction between companies' employees and their bosses. So all of those systems utilize a trusted third-party approach, meaning that the company behind them verified and facilitate the transaction. Due to the failure of these companies, the creation of digital cash system was seen as a lost cause for a long while. Then, in early 2009, an anonymous programmer or group of programmers under the name Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin. Satoshi described it as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It is completely decentralized, meaning there is no server involved and no central controlling authorized. The concept clearly looks like peer-to-peer network for file sharing. So one of the main important problems that any payment network has to solve is double spending. It is a technique of spending the same amount twice. The traditional solution was a trusted third party, a central server that kept records of the balance and transaction. However, this method always entailed an unauthorized, basically in control of your funds and with all of your personal details on hand. So basically I'm just like reading out some of the articles about cryptocurrency and also Bitcoin is blockchain technology. If you guys don't know, you can actually research more about it. So back to this is in a decentralized network like Bitcoin, every single participant needs to do this job. This is actually via blockchain, which is what I say just now, is a public ledger of all transactions that ever happened within a network. It's available to everyone. So basically everyone can see every account's balance. So every transaction is a file that consists of the sender's and recipient public keys, is the wallet address, and also the amount of coin transferred. The transaction also needs to sign off by the sender with their private key. All of this is just basic cryptography, and eventually the transaction is broadcast in the network. But before that, it will need to be confirmed first. Within a cryptocurrency network, only miners can confirm transaction by solving a cryptographic puzzle. So basically, they take transaction and spread them across the network. Afterwards, every node of the network adds it to its database. So once the transaction is confirmed, it becomes unforgettable and irreversible and receive a reward, thus the transaction fee. So essentially, any cryptocurrency network is based on the absolute consent of all the participants regarding the balance and transaction. If nodes of the network disagree on a single balance, the system will basically break. However, there are lots of rules pre-built and programmed to the network that prevent this from happening. Oh my god. Cryptocurrency are so called because the keeping process is ensured with strong cryptography. This, along with aforementioned factors, makes third parties and blind trust as a concept completely redundant. So what can you do with cryptocurrency? You can buy goods. In the past, trying to find a merchant that accepts cryptocurrency was extremely difficult. However, the situation is completely different now. There are a lot of merchants, both online and offline, that actually accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. They range from massive online retailer, overstock, and to small local shops, bar, and restaurants. So for investment wise, cryptocurrency are actually high risk investment. However, many people believe that cryptocurrency are the hottest investment opportunity currently available. There are many stories of people becoming millionaires through their Bitcoin investment. Bitcoin is the most recognizable digital currency to date, and just last year, one Bitcoin was valued at $800. And in November 2017, the price of one Bitcoin exceeded 7,000. However, it is worth noting that cryptocurrency are actually high-risk investment. Their market value proven like no other asset. There is always risk of them getting outlawed in certain ways, and any cryptocurrency exchange can potentially get hacked. In the event if you decide to invest in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is obviously the dominant one. However, in 2017, its share in the crypto market has quite dramatically fallen from 19% to just 40%. There are many options currently available, with some of the coin being privacy focused, others being less open and decentralized than Bitcoin, and some just outright copying it. While it is very easy to buy Bitcoin, there is numerous exchanges in existence that trade Bitcoin, as some other cryptocurrency are are not that easy to acquire. So after you have bought your cryptocurrency, like what I mentioned the previous session, is that you need to find a way to store it. All major exchange actually offers wallet services. Well, it may seem to be convenient. It's actually best if you store your asset in an offline wallet on your hard drive, or even invest in a hardware wallet, because this is the most secure ways of storing your coin, and it also gives you full control over your asset. As for other investment, you may actually need to pay close attention to the cryptocurrency market value and any news related to them. So coin market cap is also one-stop solution for tracking the price, volume, circulation, supply, and market cap of most existing cryptocurrency. So once you make a profit or loss investing in cryptocurrency, you may need to include it in your tax report. In terms of taxation, cryptocurrency are treated very differently from country to country. So in the US, the International Revenue Service rule that Bitcoin and other digital currency are to be taxed as property and not currency itself. For investors, this means that long-term gain and losses from cryptocurrency trading are taxed at each investor applicable capital gain rate, which actually stand at maximum of 15%. So now I'll be talking about mine. Like mining is an investment. So mining are the single most important of any cryptocurrency network, and much like trading, mining is something like an investment. So essentially miners are providing a bookkeeping service for their respective community. They contribute to their computing power to solving complicated cryptographic puzzle, which is necessary to confirm a transaction and record it in a distributed public ledger, which called the blockchain. So one of the interesting thing about mining is that digital of the puzzle is that constantly increasing, correlating with the numbers of people trying to solve it. So the more popular a certain cryptocurrency becomes, the more people try to mine it, and therefore the more difficult the process becomes. So a lot of people actually have made fortune by mining bitcoins. Back in the days, you could make a substantial profit from mining using just your computer or even a powerful enough laptop. These days, Bitcoin mining can only become profitable if you are willing to invest in an industry-grade mining hardware. This of course incur huge electricity bill on the top of the price of all the necessary equipment. So currently, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Feather coins are said to be the best cryptocurrency in terms of being cost effective for beginners. For instance, at the current value of Bitcoin, you might earn anything from 50 cents to $10 a day using only consumer-grade hardware. So how do miners make profit? The more computing power they manage to accumulate, the more chances they have of solving the cryptographic puzzle. So once a miner manages to solve the puzzle, they receive a reward as well as a transaction fee. As the cryptocurrency attract more interest, mining becomes harder and the amount of coins received as reward decrease. So for example, when Bitcoin was first created, the reward for successful mining was 50 Bitcoin. Now the reward stands at 12.5 Bitcoin. This actually happened because the Bitcoin network is designed so that there can only be a total of 21 minutes coin in circulation. As of November 2017, almost 17 minutes Bitcoin have been mined and distributed. However, as rewards are going to become smaller and smaller, every single Bitcoin mine will exponentially more and more valuable. So all of those factors make mining cryptocurrency an extremely competitive arms race that reward early adopters. However, depending on where you live, profits made from mining can subject to taxation and money transmitting regulations. So cryptocurrency also can be considered as a payment for business. Accepting cryptocurrency as payment is the same as accepting cash. So for businesses, if they own a business and if they are looking for new potential customer, accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment may be the solution for you. This interest in cryptocurrency has never been higher and is only going to increase. Along with the growing interest and also grow the numbers of crypto ATM located around the world, Coin ATM Radar currently lists almost 1,800 ATMs in 58 countries. So first of all, you will need to let your customer know that your business accepts crypto coins. You can just simply put up a sign by your cash register. The payments can be accepted using a hardware terminals, touch screen app, and simple wallet address through QR code. So there are many different services that you can use to be able to accept payment in the cryptocurrency world. For example, coin payments currently accept over 75 different digital currency, charging just 0.5% commission per transaction. Other popular services include CryptoNation, CoinGate, and BitPay. So for the legality of cryptocurrency, as cryptocurrency are becoming more and more mainstream, law enforcement agencies, tax authorities, and legal regulators worldwide are trying to understand the very concept of crypto coins and what exactly they do to fit in existing regulation and legal frameworks. the introduction of Bitcoin, the first ever please connect again.
Just continue.
So, with the first introduction of Bitcoin, the very ever cryptocurrency, a completely new paradigm was created: decentralized, self-sustained digital currency that don't exist in any physical shape or form, are not controlled by any singular entity, were always said to cause an outrage among the regulator. So a lot of the concerns have been raised regarding cryptocurrency decentralized nature and their ability to be used almost completely anonymously. The authority over the world are worried about cryptocurrency appeal to the trader of illegal goods and services. Moreover, they are worried about their use in money laundering and tax scheme. So as of November 2017, Bitcoin and other digital currency are outlawed only in Vietnam, with China and Russia being on the verge of banning them as well. So, how do you buy Bitcoin? There are actually a lot of different options when it comes to buying Bitcoin. For example, there are currently almost 1,800 Bitcoin ATM in 58 countries. You can buy using gift cards, cryptocurrency exchange, investment, and you can even trade face to face. So now I'll be talking more about what is Bitcoin and the history of it and many more. So the definition of Bitcoin is actually a digital currency. It's actually used and distributed electronically. It's a decentralized peer-to-peer network with no single or person can control it. So Bitcoin cannot be printed, and their amount is actually very limited too. Only 21 minutes of Bitcoin can ever be created. So like I said just now, they are under the name called Satoshi Nakamoto, and research shows that Nakamoto himself once claimed to be a 37-year-old male living in Japan. However, because of his perfect English and his software were not being labeled in Japanese, there are reasonable doubts about this. And around mid-2010, Nakamoto moved on to other things, leaving Bitcoin in the hand of a few prominent members of the Bitcoin community. It has been estimated that Nakamoto owns around 1 million Bitcoin, which amount to approximately 3.6 billion as of September 2017. So for a lot of people, the main advantage of Bitcoin is its independence from the world, government, bank and corporation. Not one authority can interfere into Bitcoin transaction, impose transaction fees, or even take away people's money. Moreover, the Bitcoin movement is extremely transparent. Every single transaction is being stored in a massive distributed public ledger called the blockchain. Essentially, while Bitcoin is not being controlled as a network, it gives its user total control over their finance. So a user sees only amount of Bitcoin on his or her wallet and transaction result. Behind the scene, the Bitcoin network is sharing a public ledger called the blockchain. This ledger contains every transaction ever processed. Digital records of transactions are then combined into a block. So if someone tries to change just one number or letter in the block of transaction, it will also affect all of the following blocks. Due to it being a public ledger, the mistake or attempt can easily be spotted and corrected by anyone. So user's wallet can verify the validity of each transaction. The authenticity of each transaction is protected by digital signature corresponding to the sending address. Because of the verification process and depending on the trading platform, it may take a few minutes for the Bitcoin transaction to be completed. The Bitcoin protocol is designed so that each block takes about 10 minutes to mine. I still got 4 minutes. Yeah. So what are the characteristics of Bitcoin? The first one is decentralized. One of Satoshi Nakamoto's main objective when creating Bitcoin was the network's independency from any governing authorized. It is designed so that every person, business, as well as every machine involved in mining and transaction verification becomes a part of the vast network. Moreover, even if some part of the network goes down, the money will just keep moving. So second one is anonymous. These days, banks know everything about their clients, such as credit history, address, phone number, spending habits, so on and so forth. It is very different with Bitcoin, as the wallet doesn't have to link to any personal identifying information. Well, some people just simply don't want their finance to be governed and tracked by any kind of authority. Others might agree that drug trade, terrorists, and other illegal and dangerous activities will thrive in this relative anonymity. So the third one will be transparent. The anonymity of Bitcoin is only relative, as every single Bitcoin transaction that ever happened is stored in blockchain. So in theory wise, if your wallet address was publicity used, anyone can tell how much money is in it by carefully studying the blockchain ledger. However, tracing a particular blockchain address to a person is still nearly impossible. Those who wish to stay anonymous with their transaction can take measures to stay under the radar. So the last one will be fast. The Bitcoin network processes payment is normally it takes up normally just a few minutes for someone on the other side of the world to receive the money. Well, normal bank transfer can take quite up to several days. Yeah, so roughly this is all I'm going to talk about. I will continue on the next session. Thanks.